Right, welcome back from that break after our discussion with Dr. Wisdom Enam. But right now we're talking about African tertiary institution technology and innovation growth. And joining me all the way from African University of Science and Technology is Dr. Abdul Malik Bello, who happens to be the Dean of School of Science, the Director of Mathematics Institute, as well as the HOD of Applied Mathematics, all at the University of Science and Technology, AUST here in Abuja. Doc, very good to have you on the show.
Thank you very much.
We also need to tell her, I know after about twice you schedule of this appointment, right now you are here because this particular topic is very, very jamming.
Yeah, it's very, very important. Thank you for having me.
All right.
Yeah,
So let's go straight to the point of our discussion. First thing everybody wants to know about AUST is that, and that's what happens that you are the HOD and the Dean of the School of Science. For you, tertiary institutions across Africa and Nigeria, what has been their technology innovation perspective?
Yeah, well, so, different universities have different approach towards, innovation. But we at AUST, the most important thing is how to bridge the gap between, universities, in essence, between academia and the industry, right? And of course, the policy makers. And so at AUST, that has been our focus because since our inception in 2007 till date, we have produced a very large number of high-quality researchers as well as high-quality publications. So what is lacking, as observed by our current president, is that, the gap you have between universities and policymakers, and then of course the industry, and that is what AUST is focusing on now in closing that gap. Yes.
Yeah. Interesting. But we already know that most universities are created for revenue generation. But what make AUST different, or what kind of method are you guys adopting? Since you are not out there to make all the money in this world, but what is making AUST a top rank in Nigerian university?
Yeah, so we are not out there to make money, but we also have to sustain the...
I'm saying, what I'm saying, not all the money, like other universities, yeah. But at least you are making money. We won't say we are not making money.
Yeah, so there has to be trade-off, since we don't have any subvention from government, at least starting from 2020 when COVID-19 struck. But it is worth noting that AUST, since its inception in 2007, almost 80% of our students, both masters and PhD, have been on scholarships. So, there is no way one could say that AUST is out for, solely for revenue generation. So we only started undergraduate in 2020 for two main reasons. One, what the big guys at master's and PhD level have been getting, we also want to bring it down to undergraduate so that the training can start early. And then secondly, of course, as I mentioned earlier, we have to sustain the university since in 2020 when COVID-19 struck, most of the education funds were diverted to either medicine or agriculture and so on. So it became very difficult for universities to function. So we have to devise a way of sustaining the university, and that was the main reason why we introduced the undergraduate program, plus training students at early level. Yeah.
Interesting. My next question will fall into the bracket of how to encourage people to like mathematics, to do mathematics, and to use mathematics the way you have been, using mathematics all this way. You are the HOD, you are a Dean of Studies, you're also the Director of the Institute of Mathematics in AUST. So, although many people feel that the mathematics is very difficult, but let me first ask, is mathematics that difficult?
Many people also think that anybody who studies mathematics, should look, different. You can see I'm very
quite
calm.
young,
Yeah.
fresh, and fresh from the oven now.
Yeah. So yeah, to answer your question, mathematics is not quite difficult. It's a very, very wrong perception. It all boils down to how students are being taught. starting from primary school level, secondary school level, and up to university level. So currently, what AUST is looking at is overhauling. We need to have a shift in paradigm of the whole concept. If you show students that mathematics is difficult, that is what they will take, because you are the teacher. So what we are trying to do is to what we have right now is the teacher will do more of the talking, right, in our system. But we want to encourage, a system where students will do more of the talking as well. So because we believe students tend to learn better from their peers. So what we are pushing now at the African University of Science and Technology is what we call project-based learning. So we have so many ways, pedagogies, new ways of learning mathematics. And we believe by implementing that not only at AUST but other universities, even at secondary school level, we have done that in Open State. We trained 750 STEM teachers, not only mathematics teachers, in new pedagogies on how to teach secondary school students mathematics, and they will love it. And believe me, if you have a time and you attend one of our training, I believe you will change your
definitely
perception.
I wish I could do, because I'm one of those people that are a bit of scare away from mathematics. That's why I have to do social science. But interestingly, many will also ask, you are the HOD of applied mathematics at African University of Science and Technology. But they want to know how important, how relevant is applied mathematics to economic development or the growth of the economy.
Yeah, so mathematics is almost everywhere. So but there is this kind of dichotomy, like which one comes first, is it the hen or the egg? So mathematics, before you can apply it, you need to know it very well. So you need to do the dirty job before you can start enjoying it. Yeah, so currently we have a number of research going on in the department, which we believe will be very, very important and will contribute to the growth of the nation in terms of healthcare system. We have ongoing research on cancer, whereby we apply mathematics, because for a cancer patient now, after diagnosis, before the person will start receiving treatment, it will take up to maybe 3 to 6 months. So what we want to do now is to revolutionize that by introducing AI in such a way that AI can do what humans are doing now. So that 6 months can be reduced typically to 1 minute, just like
Interesting. How does this apply to, there are questions around whereby development experts are quarreling and asking, graduate of applied mathematics, where would they fit in the economic spectrum? For instance, in Nigeria and the global spectrum.
Yeah, so that's basically what I'm saying, because graduates in mathematics can fit basically anywhere, be it in healthcare, industry, banking, so many other places. In fact, as we are speaking now, mathematicians are very, very scarce. But then you have to go back and look at what is the definition of mathematician. Who is a mathematician? According to American Mathematical Society, as at now, we don't have up to 100,000 mathematicians globally.
Seriously?
Yes.
So school should be putting out advert for students to come and read mathematics.
Yeah, but as I said, in Nigeria we have more than 100,000 self-acclaimed mathematicians. But then you have to go back and look at the definition. Who is a mathematician? I have up to PhD in mathematics, but I don't know whether I'm a mathematician or not. I have to fit in the definition of who is a mathematician.
That means there's a criteria for
correct.
Well, let's go into deeper aspect of AUST, particularly student enrollment. I also understand you are the chairman of the student conduct committee.
Yeah.
And in Nigerian University and Polytechnic and other tertiary the issue of courtism is a big issue.
Yeah.
But for you at AUST, how are you guys managing to reduce that gangsterism, courtism, and all those clubbing aspects, so that although you allow students to have their free life, but you also guide them?
Yeah, so you are right. I'm the chairman of Students Conduct Committee, and as I told you, we started undergraduate just in 2021. So it's very good for us, because we are trying to curb all possible ways that students will engage in such social vices. So one of the ways to curb that is anybody that is caught involving in any of such social vices, we will take action. And once investigation is done, a proper disciplinary measure will be recommended and it will be taken. And so I think with that, we will reduce it to a very minimal level. Yeah.
I understand you have a lot of caps on your head as in AUST. Also, you're also the chairman of, University Admission Committee.
Yeah, that's right.
For the admission aspect of one of the focal point of this advocacy from UST is how to attract students enrollment to the school. So for admission requirements, what are those criteria that our viewers who are hoping that they can send their children to AUST, what do they need to have?
Yeah, so for first of all, you can go to our website, everything is there. And then secondly, for undergraduate, is the same requirement that JAM has. You know, for undergraduates, you need to have at least 5 credits in your O-level exam, including math and English, though I think recently JAM has waived the requirement of mathematics, I think for those students in humanities.
Exactly.
But in other areas, you need to have math, English, and any 3 other relevant subjects that are relevant to the course you want to study at the university level. And then, of course, you need to pass your JAM. And then the last condition, I think, you need to be above the age of 16. So in case you have your, your O-level complete and you are not up to 16, we also have what you call School of Foundation and Remedial Studies. And then we can employ you, you can give you admission there. So you go through an A-level program, which is basically 9 months. And then upon completion, you can go to 200 level straight, either in AUST or in any other Nigerian universities.
Right. Yeah. But let's take a look at the issue of research result and research output. AUST is regarded as a highly research-oriented university, and you are the dean of
science.
You know, what are those research results that, from that angle, can be used to solve human problems?
Yeah. So in the School of Science and Science Education, we have many departments in that school. We have mathematics, which I've spoken about the research we conduct in the department. We also have physics, chemistry, and so many other departments. So if I take physics, for instance, you currently have a research going on solar cells, solar cell batteries, and currently any installation of solar in our university and even outside is done by our own students. And of course the lead, the team lead will be one of our faculty members in the Department of Physics. So we have so many, because we have masters and PhD students doing their thesis. So we have a lot of research going on, both in different departments in the School of Science and Science Education.
For many of our viewers watching Dr. Abdul Malik Usman Bello, we are seeing he's quite young. And my next question goes back, from my understanding of your CV and from your understanding of your background, you are an alumni of AUST.
Yes.
How has it been a student, a lecturer, and now an HOD? At least you speak in a way that people out there can understand that people like anybody can achieve anything based on their determination to get what they want. And you have achieved having a PhD at this point, and a very difficult course, mathematics. I have to point it out.
Yeah, you are not saying very difficult, and I said it's not difficult. So
go ahead, you have the floor.
Yeah, so the journey is quite long, challenging, and tedious, from being a student up to becoming an alumnus, and then of course the staff of the university. So when I started my master's at AUST in 2010, July, 5th of July, 2010 precisely, just to show you how tedious it was. So I think I have packed my load 3 times, and I wanted to leave the program. So my friends will encourage me that, these difficult times, and surely you will pass. Yeah, so it was a very, very difficult program, both at master's and at PhD level. But, as you said, by commitment, resilience, and, determination, we have overcome that difficulty. And now I'm part of the, alumni network of AUST, and I am also a staff at AUST. So it's because of, the kind of, wonderful people, the research, and so many other things that, I have seen at AUST. That was what, made me to come to AUST in the first place. So, I mean, anybody can do that, so it's not really a big deal. You just have to be committed.
Exactly. I have a
Yeah.
friend that said if he had his PhD after 6 years, you can hear from Dr. Bello this
Yeah.
time around.
Yeah.
He started his master's in
Yes.
2010.
Yeah.
He will pack his bag twice or
Yeah,
twice.
3 times
Three
actually.
times. That means
Yeah.
twice, three
Yeah.
times
Yeah.
to leave, but
Yeah.
he was still committed. But
Yeah.
let's also take a dive into AUST and your student population
Yeah.
and what you guys are doing to improve on the population.
Population, yeah. So I mean, to improve on your population is basically publicity, which I believe AUST is doing vigorously. We currently have what we call student recruitment group, and they are working tirelessly to make sure that we have, because before the publicity wasn't there, we play a very, very low, key. So, but now I think we have quite a number of students. The school is growing. At undergraduate level now, we have up to, I think, 500 students or thereabout. And students keep coming, and we are expecting more. So I think it's a very good place. So if it is not good, people will not come in a very short time like this. Yes.
Interesting.
Yeah.
But before I let you go finally,
Yeah.
for our viewers out there, they want to know what are your projections for AUST? Where do you see AUST in the next 5 years?
AUST in next 5 years, I don't think I will recognize AUST myself in the next.
That's it. So it will be transformed.
Yes,
into the likes of Oxford, Harvard, and the rest of them.
I mean, the kind of workforce we have now, and and the kind of visionary president we have at AUST. I think in the next 5 years, none of us, including the president, will believe what we will see in 5 years' time in AUST. Yeah.
Dr. Bello, thank you so much for coming on the show.
My pleasure.
So you are really represented AUST very well. Most of you out there are watching and seeing Dr. Bello, very young. Well, he just share part of what he passed through to end a PhD in applied mathematics.
Probably it's mathematics that keep me young like this.
Exactly, because you keep doing all the formula, solving all the formula.
Exactly.
And it comes back with a renewed energy.
Yeah, definitely.
And
once we get any result, we have to go out to the town and celebrate.
It does.
Yeah.
Thank you so much for coming on the show.
My pleasure. Thank you very much, Olalekan, and thank you.
So we have come to the end of today's show on the market report. Having intelligently look at the oil block license for Nigeria, and also talking about the aspect of AUST, what they are doing, particularly to bring people to come and study mathematics and to bring people to come into AUST himself. My name is Adefolayan Olamilekun. Till we come your way with another exciting edition of the market report. I signed out from here and I said, stay out of trouble. Don't join people to cause trouble or to foment trouble in Nigeria, but be a patriotic citizen. See you around soon. Bye.